Hello friends, we are going to do similar to what we did yesterday with the Twizzlers and building our geometry words so that they can help stick in our head a little bit better. So the things that you're going to need is you're going to need some of this twistable Twizzlers. I got the less sticky kind today. You're going to need the pieces of tape that are on the side of your desk, and then you're going to need your vocabulary packet. When you use this stuff, these are a little bit drier and tend to break easier. So what I like to do is I try to untwist them first, and then that kind of helps me pull them apart. You're going to probably need 6 pieces today, so whatever you have left, you can eat or toss or do whatever. They don't need to be super long pieces, so if they do break apart, it's not the end of the world. So I'm just going to start by pulling apart all of my pieces. That'll make it easier as I go. And then I'm ready. All right, I'm going to put those to the side. I'm going to grab my geometry book. And I'm going to remind myself about one of our words from yesterday. And that was the word angle. So an angle is the point at which 2 lines, line segments, or rays meet. So you can see, for example, in this angle, I've got rays. I know that because they have an end point, and then they extend forever in one direction. The angle is actually formed between the 2 lines, line segments, or rays, but it's important that it has that point in the middle. So today we're going to talk about 4 different types of angles. The first is the right angle. So a right angle forms a perfect, see if you can see that, a perfect corner. Anything like a rectangle or a square have right angles. Triangles can also have right angles, though that's a little bit less common. So I'm going to take my Twizzlers. These are a little bit trickier to get straight as well. So just be forewarned. I'm going to split my tape in half carefully so that I don't have to use as much tape. And I'm going to tape down my first piece. Then I'm going to make an angle by trying to get this second piece really nice and straight. And if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. We are also drawing these, so it's not a big deal, but you can see that mine's as good as it can get. The important thing is that we use a symbol when we have a right angle, and that symbol looks like a square. So let me show you with the pen as well. So if I'm drawing a right angle, I have 2 straight lines meeting at a point and forming what we call a right angle or a square angle. Now these can be line segments, like that top one. They could be rays, or they could be lines themselves. Okay? So take a second in a minute here to draw your own right angle. Now the cool thing about a right angle is always 90 degrees exactly. We'll talk more about that this week, about how we come up with that number and how we measure it. But just put that into your head for now. A right angle is 90 degrees. Up at the top, I'm going to write that as my definition. So an angle that is always exactly 90 degrees. We make that little degrees symbol with a little circle at the top. So an angle that is always 90 degrees exactly. It's not 91, it's not 89, it's always 90. Okay? All right, moving on, and I have these on a poster, so don't worry, they will be up in front of you for you to do. Then moving on is what is called an acute angle. And a good way to remember this is think about the word acute and break it up into acute, like little, cute, adorable. An acute angle is an angle that is smaller than 90 degrees. So this is an angle that is smaller than 90 degrees. It's our skinny angle is another way to think about it. Okay, so it's an angle that's smaller than 90 degrees, or our skinny angle. Now I'm going to build it first out of the licorice. So I'm going to take my next piece of tape and split it. I'm going to take my two pieces and I'm going to make a skinny angle. Okay, so where this angle meets, there needs to be a point. My tape didn't stick super well. It's not perfect today with these ones, but that's okay. I'm also going to draw it. So I'm going to have my point. I'm going to use rays for this one. And you can see that this angle is smaller than 90 degrees. It doesn't form that perfect corner. I might have an acute angle that is this skinny, just kind of like a slice of pie. And I might have an acute angle that is getting closer to that 90 degrees, but it's still not quite there. So acute angles are anywhere, I'm going to add this to my definition, anywhere from 1 degree to 89 degrees. Okay? And we'll talk more again about that soon as we're measuring angles. So that's an acute angle. Flipping my packet over, my third type of angle is an obtuse angle. And I feel like this word kind of makes you think of what it is as well. Obtuse means an angle that is larger than 90 degrees. So larger than 90 degrees. In fact, an obtuse angle can be anywhere from 91 degrees up to 179 degrees. We'll talk about why that is. This is a fat angle. So let me show you with a pen first, and then I'll get my licorice. This is a fat angle. So I'll have a line segment here and a line segment here. This is a big, wide angle. It's opened up very far. Okay? So anything bigger than 90 degrees means that it is obtuse. There's one not quite as wide, but nevertheless obtuse. So I'm going to use my strings here. Honestly, today, if these are not working for you, just draw the pictures. Eat the licorice. Does not matter to me. The idea is that you know what these things are and can use the words. I'm trying to use the straightest parts of my licorice, make them a little bit smaller. But they're so curvy today that it's not very helpful because they're not forming lines. I've had issues finding the kind that I usually use in past years. I'm not sure if they're making it or not anymore. Anyways, there's my obtuse angle. All right, the last one we're going to talk about today, I am just going to define on this same page because I didn't give you a page for it. I forgot. So our last one is called a straight angle. This is an angle that is 180 degrees. And so it essentially forms a straight line. However, we still refer to it as an angle because it is where two lines or line segments meet. So this is an angle at 180 degrees only, not 181, not 179. 179 would be obtuse. And it forms a straight line, and this is what it looks like. We have our vertex, or our point in the middle, and we have one ray or line segment or line extending out one direction and one the other direction. And this technically is an angle. It's opened all the way up, and now each line is perfectly captured going in opposite directions. Okay, so that is a straight angle, obviously called a straight angle for a reason. Okay, not every line segment, and ray has a straight angle, only if there is a vertex, a point in the middle, at which you could consider two line segments, or two rays meeting. All right, those are our 4 types of angles. Today you will be getting to sort different angles into those 4 types, practicing using those words, and then you have an exit ticket at the end in order to show that you know your words. Good luck.